Hello, thank you for joining me for our final card in the Meant to Be month. I know it's a day late, but life has just got a little bit too hectic for me. This is the card that we're going to make, and it's a dual purpose card. It's obviously for our class that works with it, but it's also for a blog hop that I've got coming up on Sunday morning, which is featuring the new in colors. So I thought I would just combine the two, and it works really well together. The stamp sets that we're using today, I've added one that's coming up in the new online exclusives, which will be released on the 6th of May, and that's this Blooming Phrases. So these are really nice scripty, and they've got the cute little flowers and things. And we're using both Meant to Be and Be My Valentine today. So I needed the leaves from the Be My Valentine, but I've used the flowers and the bees from Meant to Be. Okay, so let's get started. The tutorial will be up, and when I put this up, it'll be the combined one for the full month with all 4 cards in it. So I've got my strips of the in colors. If you don't know them yet, that's Secrets. Sorry, I always go Secret Sky, but no, it's Secret Sea. That's Cloud Cover. We've got Strawberry Slush, which is a returning color. And then the bees I've used on Darling Duckling. And my wings here are Timid Tiger. So I've actually got all 5 of the colors in my card. Starting off, we're just going to stick our strip of Strawberry Slush, and it doesn't have to be 100% accurate, and you want it sort of straight, but I'm just sticking it across from corner to corner. There we go. And then I'm going to stick one strip of Secret Sea on either side of that Strawberry Slush strip. There we go. So we're just pressing them up against each other. And then lastly, we're going to put the cloud cover again against those edges. And then we're going to just trim that off. Maybe should have brought my trimmer. I think I'm better at trimming with the trimmer than I am with the scissors, but oh well, we'll make do. There's our strips all done. Now, since stamping, and I am going to stamp onto a very dirty scrap of paper, apologies for that. I will get some new paper here for next time. I know I like to keep using the paper over and over, but it does look a little bit grotty when I'm doing it on camera. But anyway, right, so first up, let's just stamp that sentiment. So I like that thinking of you. But like I said, that is a really useful stamp set with the different sentiments. So hopefully straight. I think that's good. I don't see straight, so it doesn't really matter to me. Now, if you want full strength flowers, of course you can do that, but I want them a little bit lighter. So I'm going to stamp off and I'm doing the same on the inside of my insert. Oops, okay, I've already got some ink on there. I think I'm using a block that's a bit too big for this. It's better to use a block that's closer to the size of your stamp, because I've got ink on the corner, but I'll try and not make it too messy. Okay, then garden green for the leaves. So there isn't a green in color this time. I'm cheating. I'm going outside of the in colors, and again just stamping off. Don't know how I did that. I got green on there before I've even done anything. Okay. And let's just stamp the stems onto my... I really messed that up. It looks like I've not had a good time with these, with the stamps the last little while. It's all my stamping I've been messing. I obviously need to make another plan. But that one, I'm going to add another unexpected flower there, just because that's really bad. See if I can get that one a little bit better. Okay. Sometimes when you try and fix things, you just make it worse, but I'm going to go with that anyway, and just add a little bit more leaves here. And lastly, we're going to stamp our little insides of the flowers with the Darling Duckling. And if you don't get it exact, it's fine, just stamp it again. It doesn't matter if your inside's stamped twice, if you just need it to fill in the space. Those aren't 100%, but I'm okay with that. That's fine. Oops, no, we need to stamp them on these ones as well. Right, that's all our stamping done. So now all I need to do is assemble the card. When I say all our stamping done, it is, but it isn't quite, because I've actually done my bees in advance. So the stripes I just stamped directly onto... This is the wrong size, isn't it? How did I do that? Okay. I will fix that up later. Okay. Just when I think I check and double check. Oh, goodness. I think that I've cut this card base too small. I think that that's the problem here. All right, so stick that on there. And then, as I was saying, the bees I've stamped directly onto Darling Duckling, and the wings are the Timid Tiger. Again, I stamped them off so that they weren't too dark, and we're going to stick those onto the card with dimensionals. And we'll have the big one flying first, and the little ones following behind. They may be Darling Duckling in colour, but they bees rather than ducklings flying in formation. There we go. And the last thing that we need is one of the tiny bee trinkets, and it looks like those have flown away as well. Sorry, I'm bit out of sorts today because my mum is actually in hospital having carpal tunnels in her hand, so I'm a bit all over the place waiting for them to phone me and tell me that she's out of theatre and needs to be collected. But anyway, here's my bees. I found them, and I just put a tiny dot of glue behind a bee, and we're going to stick it onto the end of the strip. Okay, so I will cut that down so that it fits the card size, which is slightly off. Looks like it's, yeah. Alright, so there we go. That's our last card. Even though I've messed up showing you how to make it a bit, it is easy. Hopefully it's easy enough for you to follow what you're supposed to be doing. And I've got the instructions in the tutorial. Now, I have actually got all my cards made for next month, and we're going to be using this Cheers and Sips suite. I was trying to think bundle suite. No, I'm using all the DSP and the ribbon and everything from that. So that is an online exclusive, which is going live on the 6th of May, the same day as the catalogue. And these are the cards that we're going to be making for that. That's 3. And then this one actually slides up, so it slides up and down. Alright, so those are our 4 cards that we're going to be making for May. I will have kits available for these, so if you're in Australia and you want the kits to make the cards, please let me know and I can organise to send those out to you. The kits will be $20 for the 4 cards, which includes everything that you need to make the cards, just no stamping, so you can buy that bundle. I'll also be doing Creativity Abounds, my normal stamp camp with that, which will be with that whole suite. So if you buy the suite, then you'll get an invitation to that Creativity Abounds stamp camp with all the cardstock to make 13 cards that are in the Creativity Abounds tutorial. And there'll be 13 bonus projects, so you'll have heaps of ideas. Add these 4 and you've got 30 cards that you can make with that suite. And all that's going to cost you is buy the suite and the postage to get that kit sent to you. Right, so I will be back next week and we'll start making our Cheers and Sips cards. Have a good weekend and I will see you next time. Bye for now.